What's up guys, my name is Hippo and today I want to talk to you about one of the most revolutionary companies I can think of, and that's Unity. Unity is a global platform for creating interactive content, so that's 2D and 3D content. They're essentially creating the 2D and 3D universe as we know it. They're everywhere, but you just don't know it. So everything related to virtual reality and augmented reality, Unity has probably done it. Over 70% of the top 1,000 mobile games were made using Unity. And that's just mobile games. If you think of PC, console, and mobile, over 50% of all games were created using Unity. And that's crazy. They have this massive dominant position in an industry that is taking more and more control of the economy. This is actually one of the more interesting companies because they're going above and beyond gaming, cinematography, automotive industry, construction, architecture. So why Unity? Today, creators choose Unity for 3 reasons. Point number 1, Unity is a seamless real-time engine. What does that mean? So basically all developers, or as they like to call them, creators, would be able to simultaneously visualize and iterate the content on the platform at the same time, in real time. Unity does this for creators in the VR environment. If you ask any designer, if the render time is in real time, it'll make their lives so much easier. Second point is create once, deploy everywhere. So basically Unity is platform neutral in the sense that once you're on Unity and you've created your project, you can roll it out so easily onto any of the top 20 platforms without needing to rewrite any code. Any platform specific code, you can then roll it out straight onto PlayStation, Xbox, Android, iOS, etc. The third point is that Unity is actually an amazing learning tool. So I've actually seen in a lot of forums people that used to be teachers, they used to be accountants. By using Unity's learning tools, they're able to completely immerse themselves in the gaming industry and they are now fully fledged gaming creators. And that's by using Unity's learning tools. They make the actual effort of creation so simple and fun that anyone can do it. And those are the 3 reasons why people would choose Unity. What is the total addressable market for Unity? This is a form that they filed with the SEC. We see significant opportunities to grow our business. We believe today we address a total market opportunity of approximately $29 billion across both gaming and other industries. So the total addressable market immediately is $29 billion. Looking to the future, we believe there are large opportunities within and beyond the industries and use cases we currently serve. And this is actually one of the most interesting things about Unity is that they're finding use cases outside gaming. For example, filmmakers, they have to spend hours slaving away a single frame to be able to edit it, frame by frame for every scene. Unity's real-time, seamless engine would be able to do just that. If you've ever seen, for example, the graphics in the new gen consoles like PS5, they're amazing. They're like movie-like. And if you watch an unforgivable amount of movies and series like I am, you'll know there's a lot of CGI out there. CGI is 3D content. I mean, just look at architecture and construction. They're working with Skanska. It is the 5th largest construction company in the world. Okay, safety is the #1 priority for this company. And through Unity, they're using the VR to boost their construction site safety. Another one is with, for example, Mortensen. This is a kind of design / architecture company. They're helping Mortensen with VR to be able to design buildings at lower costs before handing them off to construction clients to develop them. They're able to lay the foundation with Unity. And these are all completely immersive and interactive 360 engines where you can go and walk around in the actual environment as if you're playing a game. Okay, so today Volvo, one of the biggest brands in the world, is using Unity. The design team develops 3D rendered cars in collaboration with the engineers to be able to provide the best possible outcome before manufacturing, before prototyping. For example, in the past, Volvo wouldn't be able to do this collaboration so well. There were a lot of clashes between the design team and the engineering team, where the design team would come up with a new design and the engineering team would tell them this is not aerodynamic enough. Another thing that Unity is being used for at Volvo is the machine learning aspect. If you've been following the car industry, the automotive industry for the last few years, you'll know that self-driving is the biggest thing happening at the moment. Fully self-driving cars need to be trained, for example, to recognize objects on the road, to recognize specific routes, to be able to avoid collisions. And so I found this very cool video from Volvo, kind of showcasing how they're using Unity. So I'm going to play it now.
Okay, we love our technology, but can we drive with it? We needed to simulate different scenarios to test them internally with the real car on the road. I was the first one, and I was pushing its limits. I was driving a real model, and I could switch between virtual models overlaid perfectly. Hey, can we actually test how rain will look and the wipers performance? It's like, oh yeah, I have some rain. I could add the moose in front of the car and see how it would react to those changes. And everything was super fast because we were running Unity from the back seats.
So now let's look at the financials. So Unity's revenue is mixed into these three segments. So we have operate solutions, create solutions, and strategic partnerships. That last one, strategic partnerships, is so interesting. So stay around for that. It's actually really exciting. The first one, operate solutions, is essentially the products that clients need to use to be able to operate the Unity engine and to be able to themselves operate their own product. So for example, if you're a gaming company and you've created a game through Unity, now you want to be able to, for example, monetize that game. You want to add in-app purchasing, ad sales. You want to be able to add multiplayer component in the game. You want to add comms, so text and voice communication inside the game itself. So all of these things are products of the operate solution. For example, Vivox is the comms product that is used in some of the world's most successful games like League of Legends, Valorant. Another part of the operate solutions is the fact that they have their own cloud hosting solution. So for example, instead of going with a public cloud like AWS, you would be able to just go with Unity. I think it's something like 30% cheaper than a public cloud. So it would make sense to stick with Unity there as well. If you're a gaming company and you've now launched your game, you want to be able to know how gamers actually feel about it. You want to see the engagement, you want to see the data. And so this is another product that Unity has in Operate Solutions. And that's Delta DNA. You're able to completely analyze in one place the data that's from your game. For example here, it says manage your whole game economy in one place. This is what distinguishes the best games from the rest, right? Is they iterate and develop the best games because that's what users are asking for. And Unity gives them the secret sauce for that. So that's Operate Solutions. Create Solutions is the actual creating part of the platform. So for example, you're going to create your 2D or 3D creations on Unity's engine, and that's what Create Solutions is. And the last segment, strategic partnerships, is so interesting because essentially, today it's actually more around 15%, but essentially strategic partnerships. So all these platforms that Unity has integrated, PS, Switch, Xbox, iOS, more than 20, these platforms are actually paying Unity to be able to be integrated with Unity. So the ecosystem itself pays Unity to be able to use the Unity integration. I have very rarely heard of this kind of thing. This is a really, really exciting component of the revenue. This is just validating how key Unity is from a tech perspective to these companies. So let's have a look at the financials of the last quarter. The first quarter of 2021. So Unity has published their revenue was $234 million last quarter, and that's an increase of 41% year over year. This is almost startup level growth, and this is not a startup. This is a company that's about to hit $1 billion in revenue a year. Really solid growth. Create, operate, and strategic partnerships are all up 51%, 40%, and 12% respectively. And the most interesting thing here is the dollar-based net expansion rate. So what is that? My fat head is always in the way. Here we go. Okay, so the dollar-based net expansion rate is 140%. So a customer that signs with Unity in the beginning of the year ends up generating 40% more revenue by the end of the year. And the reason is because the clients incorporate more and more of Unity solutions as time goes on. It is a very sticky ecosystem. For example, I talked about the multiplayer, I talked about Vivox, the cloud hosting, but there are so many other ones that developers essentially need to have. And they realize this, and so they keep implementing more and more, thus driving the dollar-based net expansion rate higher. It's like Apple. No one can leave the Apple ecosystem because it's so good at keeping you in. If you're a game developer, you're probably going to want in-app purchasing, probably going to want to monetize it through ads, multiplayer, text, and comms. These are all things that Unity does and keeps being so relevant today. Now, the next thing we want to look at is its balance sheet for the quarter ending March 31st, 2021. So the cash position is actually very strong. So that's over $1 billion in cash and cash equivalents. And now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the current ratio. You just need to take the total current assets, which is here $2 billion, and the total current liabilities, which is down here, which is $490 million, and divide them with each other. And what that's going to give you is a number that tells you whether Unity is able to pay back its debt. So if we take $2 billion divided by 490 million. So that's 4. The current ratio is 4. This is a very strong current ratio, meaning that usually companies need to have at least 1.2. At 1.2, it would mean the company is able to pay back all of its debt and won't be over levered. 4 means that Unity is able to pay back all of its debt and 3 times over. This is a really healthy balance sheet. The next thing I want to talk about is the competition. Okay, and this is actually very interesting because in a sense, Unity is the leading dominant player because of the sheer volume of data that they deal with. They have billions of data points received from all of the creators that use Unity and all of the apps that are built on top of Unity coming back to Unity every day. And those billions of data points, Unity can then use to optimize gameplay, to optimize operations, to optimize ad revenue. The sheer data volume makes it very hard for competitors to beat Unity. So the barriers to entry are extremely high. And that's another very compelling point about Unity as an investment. The last thing I want to look at is the chart. So Unity has had a very good run in 2020. It went all the way up to 174. Since then, it's been going down. It's now 50% down, partly due to the correction, partly due to other things, interest rate, etc. But it's down 50%. If you haven't seen this before, this is essentially a base forming. So the last couple of months, Unity has been trading sideways. It hasn't left the $90 to $100 mark. It stayed like around here. It is the same stock price, meaning the same valuation as last year. In October last year, it was around the $100 mark, 99. This is almost a year ago. You're telling me that Unity, with all of its really successful financial performance, all of its amazing tech improvements, everything, all the partnerships that it's getting, today is worth the same as it was almost a year ago? That's hard to believe, right? So that's why this is a screaming buy. Okay, this is a massive opportunity to see a company where the fundamentals haven't quite matched the stock price. This base forming generally acts like a spring. The spring is coiling. At some point soon, it's going to spring back up where the fundamentals will finally match the stock price again. And so this is a massive discount. It is a 50% discount on what is a leading company in a very, very promising industry. So I own Unity shares. I bought last year in 2020. I'm gonna keep on adding, but this is not financial advice, okay? This is purely for entertainment purposes. This is my due diligence. You should do yours. I hope this one helps. Unity for me is a long-term bet. I'm holding on to it for the long term, hodling. Please let me know what you thought about the video in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you like Unity? If not, why not? Any other stocks that you'd like for me to cover? I'd be more than happy to do that. So I'll see you next time, guys.